Hey coding buds. So basically today's LeetCode problem 1304, which is like find n unique integers sum up to 0, and it is a easier problem, and as a problem statement is given as given integer and return any array containing n unique integers such that they add up to 0. So basically in the given problem here we have some let's say here we have an array, and inside array we have some elements, and if we like make some of these elements we actually getting 0, or we can simply say that items. Okay, if we like add or sum of that items we actually getting 0. So here for example here if n is equal to 5, that means here if we have input element as 5, that means if our array contains 5 element, and if we add those items, okay, then we're actually getting 0. Like for example here where we have like -7, -1, 1, 3 and 4. So if we add about these items we actually getting this final output as 0. So it is like valid output. Okay, so here it is also expression is given like these arrays also be accepted, like if the output is like this also, then also it will be accepted, or like this will be accepted. Okay, so here we have our second example. Here if we require 3 items in the array, then this is the output here, which we actually get -1, 0 and 1. Okay, and if you have let's say 1 items inside the array, then it is only possible as 0 items. Okay, to get the valid output here. Okay, so this is completely based on array mathematics and Wix contest 169 problems. Okay, so basically the approach is very simple to solve the given problem. Here you have to just simply do one thing. Here you have to check the given input is like our even number or odd number. So the approach is here. Let's say if we have um, even number, then we have to like make a pair. Let's say if here I am actually traversing inside traversing starting from like 1. Let's say we have started traversing from 1, and so here you have to just make a pair of its positive number, including its negative numbers also. Like for example if we have started from 1, so that means 1 is like odd number. So in odd case here we have to just simply make a pair, and we have to also include at the last 0. Okay, and if the number is like even number, then here you have to just simply make a pair of its positive number as well as its negative number. Okay, let's for example here if we want 2 number, and if we want 2 items inside the array, then we have to traverse it inside from 1. So for 1 which is like positive integer, and if we like include its negative pair, then we're actually getting 1 and -1, and if you make a sum of it, we're actually getting 0. So it is like valid output for this problem, and it's also satisfying this condition also. And if we want three items at the array, then what we do, we again start from 1. That means we have to start our traversing from 1, and we have to move for each and every type of element until its condition will be like not satisfied. Okay, so let's say here we have 3, and here again we have to start from 1. So here 1 and then -1. So again if we're like making sum of it, we're actually getting 0. But till here our condition is like not satisfied. Okay, because we want 3 input or 3 items inside the array, so we have to just simply make we have to simply add 0 inside the array. So here in every odd input we have to add 0 after having each pairs of the given integers. Okay, let's say here we have a 4, so here actually getting 1 -1, which return will be like 0, and here 2 -2, which is like 0. So here to start traversing from 1, and you have to keep moving. Okay, like for example here we have let's say 5. So as we know very well 5 is like odd numbers, so we have to just perform the same thing here, like 1 and then -1. Okay, and let's say here 2 and then -2. So till here our condition is like satisfied, that means it is like returning 0. But if I'm counting like this number, so here we're actually getting 4 inputs inside the array, but we want 5. So in that case we have to add 0. Okay, so that means in every odd number we have to first of all make a pair of it, and then after that we have to include 0. Okay, so let's try to do this from here. So what we have to do, first of all we have to create a vector. Okay, inside the vector we have to, let's say here to define it inside like answer variable I have declared. Okay, in the vector form. Then after that, first of all we have to check for the even input. Okay, so if we have even input, then what we can do here, to just simply traverse, like for int I is equal to, we have to start traversing from 1, and I is like less than or equal to n by 2. That means here to traverse it for the half space, That means we don't have to traverse for its full length. Here we have to just traverse it for half length, and we want to check only for the required input. So here we have to do what, plus plus, that means pre-increment, and then after that what we have to do, we have to just simply push it into our vector variable. Okay, so which is, here we can say that answer dot pushback, answer dot pushback. We have to just simply take our first value. That means here I have to it for from one index, so here we have to just simply make its positive value, that means I. Okay, and similarly we have to also take its negative value also. Okay, now once we have like making a pair of it, then after that what we have to do, we have to come out from this loop. So this is the condition which is satisfying for the even inputs. But what if we are actually having odd inputs? So here we can say that if we have odd input, then we have to simply perform the same thing, but the thing is that here to just simply include 0 at the last. Okay, so here if we have odd inputs, then we have to simply perform this same thing as even, but here we add 0. Okay, so first of all we have to check whether our given input is like even or odd. So here what we can do, here we can just simply perform this thing, if n mod 2 is not equal to 0. That means if a given input is like not even number, then in that case here we have to just simply do answer.pushback. We have to just simply add 0. Okay, for getting the valid output here. Okay, and at the last we have to simply return answer. Okay, so here we have to just simply return answer, and then after that you have to just, let's say, try to compile and run. Okay, so here I done. Okay, syntax error. Okay, let's try to compile and run again. So yeah, here compilation is completed. Let's try to submit it. So it's submitted. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.